All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Heading down to a closing. Got about a 30-minute drive. I don't think this video will be 30 minutes long, but then again, it could be. So first of all, I want to thank all of y'all, as always, for checking out the channel, liking, sharing, all of that good stuff. Give me your comments. I do read your comments and everything. I may not always answer, say something back, but I do read the comments. I hit the thumbs. I hit your heart. I do appreciate you taking time out to communicate with me your thoughts and your opinions about whatever the topic I may bring up. Now, also, sometimes y'all ask questions. If I don't get back to you, like you ask a question, if for some reason I don't get back to you, text me at 757-797-5432. That's my Google Voice number. Or you can email me at notaryhelp at griffonnotary.com. Notaryhelp@griffonnotary.com. Because sometimes I'll see the question, I'll be meaning, okay, I'm gonna go back and answer that, and then I forget. So if I have not answered your question, don't be angry with me or think that I'm, being dismissive. What the AC cold? Being dismissive to you, because sometimes I literally will have an intent to answer it, but I just forget. Okay, I just straight up forget. Or I may answer it, and I do it in a video. Also, if I reach out to you, and like if you reach out to me, and sometimes I need to just actually talk to you, because sometimes trying to answer through the comment section, I can't fully explain the answer that you're asking, and sometimes it may not warrant a video. So what I ask is that if I ask you to give me a holler, let me let them go because they're going to be speeding all over the place. If I ask you to give me a call, please just give me a call. Okay, I put my number in there. Give me a call. Okay, because sometimes it's just not feasible for me to do a video on that question, or in order for me to really answer it, I can't just do it via typing. That I'm not going to be able to communicate it right, or I may have questions that I have to ask you in order for me to fully understand what you're saying. And lastly, if I ask you to clarify a point that you're making, clarify it. Okay? Just clarify it, because it may not make sense to me. I may not understand it. Trying to understand the angle that you're coming from, because I know sometimes people will have a expanded way of thinking about a response they give me via text, in their mind, but then when they type it out, they give me the Reader's Digest version, and I don't pick up on what you're talking about. Or if you're talking about something I said in the video, make reference to that, like, hey, you said this, ... instead of saying, well, what do you mean when you said, when you make that statement? It's like, what statement? Because I make a lot of statements. So that'll help me out. All right. So making money in this business, it's really the same for any business. If you plan on making money in any business, you got to get yourself in a position to do the work. In order to get yourself in a position to do the work, you have to understand what work you need to do. The work that you need to do as a car detailer is different than a hairstylist, is different from a massage therapist, is different from a notary. You see what I'm saying? It's different. So once you understand what's the bare minimum goods or service that you need to provide to the general public in order for you to conduct business, that's what you need to do. The problem is that people are looking for the expanded, the luxury items. They're looking for this huge, extravagant, that's it. They're looking for an extravagant means or things to offer, when sometimes it's just bare bones basic stuff that you need to offer. What is the bare bones basic that you need to offer to get business rolling? So if you're a tire salesman, okay, well, the first thing you got to have is some tires, or access to tires, or have suppliers, and then have a way to get the tires from point A to point B, and then better yet, have a way to get them installed, or have some, by having either you do it or have installers do it. So when you're saying I'm a notary, okay, well, first of all, do you have the necessary things to be considered a notary? Are you actually commissioned? If you are, then great. Do you have a stamp? Okay, great. Do you have your logbook that your state probably requires? Okay. If you're doing loan closings, do you have a printer? Do you have a scanner? Because those things are going to be required. Do you have paper? Do you have pens? Do you have clipboards? Do you have a bag to put all that stuff in? Not the printer or the scanner, but do you have a bag? Do you have a working car? Do you have reliable transportation of some sort, public transportation or what have you? Do you have a means for us going somewhere to do the scans, office space, Regis or whoever? You see what I'm saying? A friend's house, a notary buddy's house, okay? Do you have the means, in other words, the logistics to get the daggone job done? Because the problem is that a lot of you think that the first thing you need to do is market. And a lot of people, and you can be, I put it this way, if it was you at some point, or you know somebody at some point or currently that has done a lot of marketing for the business, but legitimately does not have the equipment to do the business, put a 1 in the chat. Meaning they don't have a stamp, or they don't have the logbooks. They don't have, they're in an area where public transportation is like zero. So they only have a car, or there's public transportation, but they don't have the money to pay for the public transportation. They don't have nobody to watch the kids. See, all of that stuff matters. You see what I'm saying? They don't have paper, all of that. So they don't have the tools, but yet they're marketing the business. They're marketing themselves to be able to do ... but they can't actually do it. Okay. So the first thing is to get your logistics together. I've said this many times, and a lot of people ignore that. They do not even think to get their logistics together. I've had people call me asking me, can they do loan closings without a printer? I said, yes, that depends if you can get with a title company that's going to print everything out for you. If you're going to get everything printed out for you, then yes, you can go ahead on and do that. But if you don't have a title company that's willing to take a chance on you, then you're going to have the requisite equipment. The other thing is, a lot of people, in order for them to, for everybody, if you're making money as a loan closer, you got to be signed up with signing companies. It's that simple. You got to be signed, and the main way to sign up with signing companies is really through the notary databases. I've done a video about the difference between signing companies and a notary database. I'll put it in the thing here, in the description and everything, so you can look at that video. There's a difference between a notary database and a signing company. They are two totally different things. Signing companies use notary databases to find notaries. Notary databases are where notaries put their information to say, I'm available, give me a shot, pick me. Okay, that's the core of it. It's two different things. The databases just say, I'm holding a bag full of notaries. You want one? Grab one. The signing company say, well, we got a requirement, and that notary fits it, that notary fits it. You don't, you don't, you don't, you do, you do, you do, you don't, you don't. That's what they do. And then they say, okay, we'll grab this one. But I got the notification also. I know you got the notification also, but the reason why we didn't select you is because you don't fit our criteria. Well, what is your criteria? I don't have to tell you. Signing companies ain't got to tell you what their criteria is. Or if they do, then you say, well, okay, I meet their criteria, but then the other signing company, I don't meet theirs, and I don't meet theirs. So everybody got their own criteria. Yeah, that's the truth of the matter. And please, any TMC out there, if you know something that I don't, then hey, share why they not picking people. Stop hiding it behind a paid wall. Just put it out there for free. So to make money in this business, after you get through all of that logistical stuff of having your equipment, having your stamp, having your book, having reliable transportation, having daycare, having night care, having midday care, having early morning care for your kids and your husband, your wife, whoever. Then when the opportunity, and then you got to sign up. Sign up for the different notary databases who have connections with the signing companies. If there's individual signing companies you can sign up with, then sign up with them hopefully you meet their criteria. And once all of that is done, when the notification comes through, you have to hit the button that says either one or two things. It says either I'm available or I accept. The button will say one of those two things. I'm available, I accept. If it says I'm available, all you're doing is indicating that you are available to do that order at that date and time for that price. It does not mean that you have personally accepted that order. It doesn't mean that. It does not mean that whatsoever. It just means that you are indicating that you are available for that date and that time where that location is at and for that price. If it says I accept, when you hit the button, and if you're the first one to hit the button, that means you accept that order and it is given to you. Signature Closers does that. And a lot of in some orders, sometimes on Notary Dash every now and then. But for the most part, it is Signature Closers that you get that on. So the order comes in, Signature Closer, and then you hit the button, you say, I accept. That means it is yours. Most of everybody else, signing order, Signature Closers, and many others, it's I'm available. It's the difference. There's a video that I did about that. I'll put it in the description. Look at that video too, okay? Now, I've told people for the last 2 years, when you get an order, when you get a notification for an order, do not call me for help unless you've been accepted for the order. Meaning you hit the button, you hit the button saying I'm available, irregardless of what the order is, and you don't, unless it's 5 hours away and you don't want to do that, I got that. But if it's an order that's in a date, time, and a location that you know you can feasibly do, irregardless whether it's a reverse mortgage, a loan application, a HELOC, or whatever, or refi, I don't care. You hit the button, say I'm available or I accept. And once you get confirmation that you have been assigned that order, it is yours. You're responsible for making sure it happens now. Then you contact me. Link is in the description. You need help? Link is in the description. Okay? Don't contact me. Say, I saw this order. What do they mean? What are they talking about? How many pages is that? Don't call me asking me that, because I don't know. I don't know anything about the order that you seen. You can send me all the screenshots you want. The only way you're going to really understand and know what's going on with it is that you just go ahead on and say yes to it. And the problem is, and this is what restricting a lot of people from being able to make money in this business, is that you want everything to be 100% laid out, and you want full knowledge of everything you're going to do. And unfortunately, in this business, that's not how it rolls. You want to know before you hit I'm available or I accept. You want to know how many pages, how many people, this, that, and the other. You want to know everything there is about that order. The only way you're going to know everything that you need to know about that order is to be on the other side of the process, which is to be an escrow officer or a lender. In other words, you work in title. And even if you work direct, and when I'm saying work in title, meaning you are a title agent. You are not the notary doing the stuff. You're the person putting it together. Remember, you are an independent contractor. You are a random person that they are assigning this opportunity to get this done. You'll get the details after you accept it. And what you need to know as a part of making money in this business, any order that comes to you is going to fall into one or two categories. It's going to be something that's a mortgage related document that needs to be notarized, or it's going to be a loan application that doesn't need to be notarized, but you just need to be there to help them get it all filled out. That's it. And if you can't handle that, then you need to get out the business. It's that simple. If you can't handle going into the unknown, like you've done so many other times in your life, You've dated people you didn't know. You done married folk you really didn't know much about. You done gave money to people for stuff you don't know about. You done let some stranger use your phone, use your car, live in your house. And now you're like, well, I can't take this notary order until you tell me everything there is about this. Nah. See, you're already operating in fear. But you weren't fearful for any of that other stuff I just said. You had all the faith and confidence in the world that that person who you loaned your car to was going to bring it back with a full tank of gas. And then when they didn't, you ain't even say anything. I'm just saying. So if you plan on making money in this business, the bottom line is simply, you have to start responding to those order opportunities that come in, those assignment opportunities. If you are not getting those assignment opportunities, one or two things is going on. One, the main thing is you don't meet the criteria, or they don't feel as though you meet the criteria to be working for them. So if the criteria that somebody set is you got to have 2 years experience, then you need to know that, okay, well, I'm not going to get selected from them. So any orders that come from this company, the chances of me getting selected is 0. However, it doesn't mean you stop. No, you just keep hitting the button saying I'm available, because somewhere along the line, somebody might not be available. It's one of those prime notaries, preferred notaries that they get. I don't know why I said one of those preferred notaries. They just might not be available. And they say, okay, well, we're going to give Chantel a shot. We're going to give Kwame a shot. We're going to give Cody and Kylie a shot. We're going to give Chin Yu a shot. Okay, I'm just trying to cover the whole basis of all the different people that's out here in this business. They go ahead on and say, okay, we're going to give them a shot because we don't have anything else. And you say yes to it. You see the order, sometimes it might be an hour's drive. Nobody else wants it. I'll do it, bump it. I got a lady in the area now, Tracy. She's doing that. And she's tearing it up. She's out there doing it. She's like, okay, I'll go to Newport News. Okay, I'll drive to Franklin. She's doing it and getting experience, getting valuable experience. She ain't worried about the dollar amount at the moment. She's building up her experience level so that she can get more and more and more. And she's contacting me less and less and less from the standpoint of needing help. And she's only contacting me when she truly needs help, when something is really, really out of pocket that she hasn't experienced yet. And then I'm able to walk her through it. Boom, boom, boom. She called me on the phone. Boom, we good to go. And she's finding out that the majority of the time, it's not even something in her wheelhouse that she can even fix. It's on other people. It's somebody else did this wrong, did that wrong, forgot to tell the customer this, forgot to tell the customer that. So it's not even on her whatsoever. So this video is long, so I'm gonna have to wait till I get home to upload it, because T-Mobile be acting up when I do my mobile uploads on videos over 15 minutes. So that is what she's doing. Remember, this is your business. You have to make the decision for your business. And see, the problem is that, and I've told this to the mentorship group, that's the 60-day challenge mentorship group, a lot of people are deciding what they do and don't do in this business based off of what other people said they're not going to do or do in the business. I'm not taking a $60 order. I'm not taking a $50 order. I'm not driving this far. I'm not printing both copies. I'm not. I'm going to counter every single time. Because this is all about negotiation. No, it's not. There's a time to negotiate. Every time somebody sends you out a notification doesn't mean you have to negotiate it. What you need to do is accept it and get in there and get the job done, which gives you more leeway to negotiate down the road. But here you are, a brand new notary. Here you are, a notary only got 4 or 5 under your belt, and you're trying to negotiate a higher fee with somebody who don't really know you. They have no connection to you whatsoever, but you're going to try to make them give you something that you haven't even earned. It doesn't make a lick of sense. So once you get all that done, you got to start accepting the order. You got to start getting yourself out there to get work under your belt, which y'all need to stop doing for the next 6 months or even a year. Stop using that phrase, I know what I'm worth. No one cares what you are worth. Notice how it's the phrase is stated. I know what I'm worth. You know what the company say? I'm going to pay you. Nobody ever pays anybody. Nobody truly gives you what you're worth. A lot of times the dollar amount that they're willing to give you just happens to align with what you want. And then the companies who pay you more than what they desire to pay you because you claim you're worth more, now you got a target on your back, and let's see how you perform. Let's see if you really stand up to it. Let's see if you really can cut the mustard and do this thing. And see, a lot of the people who claim that very few, I put it this way, very few people who claim they are worth ... in the notary business are actually worth that. They are very, 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 very sketchy on doing the job. They just want more money to make it feel like it's worth the effort. If the only reason why you want more money is so you can make it feel like it's worth the effort, but you legitimately don't have any real experience in the business, you need to stop saying they need to pay me what I'm worth. Well, this is not a daggone W-2 job. A W-2 job, okay, I get it. But even with that, you still don't get paid what you worth. You get paid what they can afford. You get paid what they value you at. They say you're worth this. And either you accept it or you reject it. The person said, I think a loan closing of this type for this distance is worth that. Then if you, again, how to make money in this business, you got to have an understanding of all of this. Then you turn around and do what? You then turn around and say, you want me to go this, that, and the other. Okay, got it. But the reason why I want more money is for these reasons here. And give them a legitimate reason. The only legitimate reason most people can say is, well, I spent a lot of money to get in this business. They don't give a flying flip about how much money you spent to get in the business. That is not their problem. That is not their concern. That is not something they told you to do. But if they want you to drive an hour and a half one way to go to do a closing, and they only want to pay $85, well, you have a reason to negotiate a little bit a higher fee. How much higher? That's where you have a conversation with them. But you do it in a professional manner, and it's not about just pay me because I said pay me, but you got to make it make sense to them. No different than when you get work done on your house or your car, and they say, okay, we can put the standard brakes on, but if we put the gold, platinum, premium, double, diamond brakes on, it's going to be $300 more. Okay, so by doing that, what benefit do I actually get for as my car? Well, it works the same as the standard, but you get probably like maybe 3 or 4 months longer out of they'll last you about 3 or 4 months longer. Now at that point you have to ask yourself, is 3 or 4 months extra wear or extra usage of the brakes worth me paying $300 instead of $85? They can do the brakes for $85. They got a special on for the standard brakes, $85. Normally it was $150, but they can do it for $85. All four, boom, okay, great. They last about, we'll just say 18 months with normal driving, and you do normal driving. But they say, well, no, we can get you 3 more months out of them if you pay $300. Is it worth it? So the companies that you do quote unquote negotiating with, they're like, is it worth that? And the person you're trying to negotiate with is not the owner. It's the what? W-2 employee that has been given directions by the owner. This is what we're going to pay. And any notary that comes and asks for more, don't even worry about it. So in order for you to get that W-2 employee to think and say, wait a minute, we might have to, what I share? Can you take a look at the distance? Oh, it's way over there, yeah. And there's a toll, a $20 toll that I got to pay. Oh, well, let me go back and talk to them. Okay, yes, they came back and said, yeah, 175 would be good. All right, thank you. and then you go out there and you knock it out the ballpark. But here's the issue. This is where you're having a hard time making money in this business. You don't personally have the confidence that you can knock it out the ballpark. And what are you lacking confidence in? And 99.99999% of the time, y'all keep crying and whining about, I don't understand the documents. I don't know what to say about the documents. And that is not what you're there for. You need to make sure you know how to properly notarize. All of this is dealing with how to make money in this business. How you make money in this business, going back to the core thing I said, is what is the job that you're supposed to be performing? If what you're being taught has not helped you to do the job that you're there to actually do, you've wasted your money, you wasted your time, you wasted heartbeats. And when a person said that to me, said, you said about this one guy, he said, I forgot how it started, but he basically said, you're costing me heartbeats. He said, I'm spending heartbeats and you wasted my heartbeats. I don't get those heartbeats back. That 3 hours of spending time in your training, all of those modules, those are heartbeats that I don't get back, and I still don't know how to do what I'm supposed to do. That's a problem. That is a huge problem that we have in this notary industry. And the only way it's going to change is if you, the only way this is going to change is if you have more care and concern and cherish your heartbeats more than making a dollar. Trying to find some kind of slick shortcut way to get the bag. That's what you're looking for. You're trying to hurry up and get the bag, but you're losing heartbeats while you're trying to do it. My heartbeats are precious to me. You want my heartbeats? Make sure that what you teach me is applicable, it is right, so that I can go out here and make good usage of my heartbeats. Because I done wasted heartbeats with you and your little jackleg training, and now I'm wasting heartbeats out here, can't do the job that I've gotten assigned. I want to preserve my heartbeats. My heartbeats got to count for something. And that's where we're at. So if you want to make money in this business, you got to understand what the business is all about. The business is not about notaries running around explaining documents and ensuring that the person feels comfortable about what they're going into. That is the title and the lender's job. Your job is to make sure that they are who they say they are. That you properly record them in your logbook. And that you do the proper notarizations. The worst thing that could ever happen to a notary is that everything that you're supposed to do, you don't do, but you explain the documents. You didn't make sure that they were the right person. You didn't catch that the ID was fake. You didn't catch that the names were spelt wrong. You didn't swear them in like you're supposed to. You didn't do proper notarization, but you know the documents and you explain everything from top to bottom to them, and you made them feel comfortable, but the whole time they was fraudsters. The whole time they weren't the right people that you're supposed to be with. The whole time you had them signing their name incorrectly. It might be the right people, but their name was spelled incorrectly on the document, and you told them, well, just sign it anyway. That's the kind of stuff that is going on out here. So if you want to make money in this business, you have to be a notary that knows how to do your job, and you're not doing the foolish stuff that everybody else is doing. When you can perfect that, you'll make money in this business. Give me your thoughts and comments. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.